Welcome to Fearless World. I am your friend Abhay, and today topic is work at height. This is the GC2 element 1.5, and Amit Bhatt had commented me to me, sir, please make a video on work at height. So on the request of Amit Bhatt, I am going to make this video. So this is a work at height chapter, and we thoroughly study all the topics related to work at height. What types of hazard will be present there, what is risks, and what control measures should we take to control risks related to work at height. And also what is called work at height, we also study which work is comes under work at height, we also study in this chapter. I have already made video on work at height in Hindi language, but nibos are widely everyone are using English language. So I think it will be beneficial for all the students who is preparing for nibos IGC exams in India all and in abroad. So this is my I am trying to give him support. If they will not study in classroom, through my video they can prepare well. So this is a work at height topics, and work at height where there is a risk of fall liable to cause personal injury. That means where there is risk of fall, that is called work at height. That means our height is 1.8 meter around. So above this height, if someone is working, that means there is chance to fall. Also below 1 point height below 1 point height it may chance to fall, but 1.8 is the minimum height that will cause some injury. So this is a standard for work at height, widely used 1.8, but somewhere in construction field someone use 2 meter. So if you are working above 1.8 meter, this is called work at height, and you have to apply some precaution to control the risk of fall from height. So first of all, we will understand here examples. What types of work will come in work at height? Work at height where there is risk of fall liable to cause personal injury. So this is a example given here. Working on a scaffold. If someone is working on a scaffold and height is more than 1.8 meter, that is called work at height. But there is a question. Suppose someone is working on ground level and there is a pit there is a excavated ground there, trench there. So it may also chance someone will fall inside that. So it don't matter that you are working on ground level or below ground level, where there is risk of fall. It is not determined that working on ground level or below ground level. So don't confuse where is risk of fall in the excavation or in the trench, or if you are working on the scaffold. So no matter. So it does not given here a reference point, that means ground level or below ground level. So you will understand only where is the risk of fall. So second one is working on mobile elevator working platform. You know that this is a mobile elevator working platform. This is mounted on wheel. So this is called mobile. And third one is sitting a truck or dipping a roadway tanker. That means a truck you are sitting, you cover with some plastic or some types of cover material. So that is also comes in work at height. And cutting of tree and forestry work. If you are cutting tree, that means there is also risk of fall above 1.8 meter. So that is also comes in work at height. And climbing up permanent structures like gantry or telephone pole. Climbing on telephone pole is also it may cause fall from height. So everything where the risks of fall, you can give many examples here. it depend upon you. These are the some typical examples given here, but you can also include in your memory that many examples around you or at your workplace. You will find that many examples are from work at height. And what is the main risks? There is two main risks. What? First one is it may chance worker may fall, and second it may chance object may fall. If worker may fall, they will directly get injury, or if some object will fall, and if it will hurt to the head of the worker or any part of the body of the worker, then it may chance to they will injure so this is the main risk. That means worker falling and object falling is the main risk. And what will be the consequence? If both will fall, then fatality may occur. It may chance to death, or it may chance to neck or a spinal injury, or it may chance to broken bone, hand fracture, leg fracture. These types of injury may be occur to the worker or any person who is at the work site. And third one, how to control. We have already studied example in second what is the risks and how you will control work at height. In work at height, if you want to control, then there is some hierarchy. In IGC1 we have already studied hierarchy of control measures. First of all, we have to eliminate. Second one is substitute or reduce. Third one is engineering control. Fourth one is administrative control, and in last fifth one is PPE. So what will be hierarchy in work at height control measures? We will study here. First one is avoid operating at height. Where possible, you don't work, but someone is somewhere it is necessary to work at height, and if not possible, first of all you try to avoid. If not possible, then use suitable suspension equipment if worker are required to be done for a short period. And third one is collective fall arrest equipment. Use collective fall. Collective fall means you can use net, you can use variegation there. And fourth one is individual fall restrainer. That means fall back arrestor you can use, individual you can use safety full body harness, and also so last one is ladder or step ladder be considered. So these are the hierarchy of control. First of all you have to avoid, then you have to use suspension equipment like for short period of time, and third one is collective fall arrest, just like net, and individual that means full body harness, and safety belt that is called safety belt, and last one is you can use ladder or step ladder to be considered. Risk factor. What factor increase risks we will study in this slide. And roof work. You know that any roof in building made up to height of 10 feet or 12 feet or 15 feet. So this is more than 3 feet. So 4, 5, 6 feet, that means we require, that may be above 1.8 meter, we require take precaution for working at height. And vulnerable roofing material, you don't know what types of roofing material. Suppose that is fragile, that means easily breakable, that is also risk of fall. Exposed edges, you are working at the edge of the roof, then it may chance to fall. Hazardous access device, you are using incorrect ladder, damaged ladder, so for access roof, so it may chance to fall. Fall from purlins, girder or ridges, overhead service and blockages. If overhead service is there and blockage is there, it may chance you will stuck. And asbestos, if you are working on the asbestos roof, everywhere in village found asbestos, इसको हिंदी में this is called करकट. So if you are working on asbestos, that means if you go on that, and if your weight is too heavy and there is no support, then it may chance to break the asbestos, and it may chance to fall. So this types of material or plastic sheet we use to cover our roof, that is also a fragile material. And using equipment such as gas cylinder or bitumen boiler and manual dealing with hazard, manually dealing with hazard, these are the risk factor if you are working roof work. Work at height control measures for roof work. What types of precaution you will take for roof work? We here given. First of all, you have to avoid working alone. Don't work alone. Someone would supervise you or someone will work with you. So avoid working alone. Second one is safe means of access. Many accidents occur due to incorrect use of ladder, incorrect use of access. So safe means of access is required. And fall protection. If you are working at the edge and fragile roof, then fall protection is required, just like fall arrest, fall back arrestor, or you can use safety belt, that is called full body harness. And sign, also sign should be required. Suppose that roof is fragile roof, that means indication should be given there that this is a fragile roof, don't go without taking precaution. And also roof ladder, pp weather, pp is also required there, and roof ladder is also required. If you want to work on fragile roof, there is a special ladder there required there. And also weather, if you are working in the bad weather, uh, in raining season, it may chance to sleep, and if fog is coming, just like according to weather condition, it will create a different hazard there. And working at height, factor to be considered when identifying control measures for working at height. What types of factor you will consider when you identify control measures? Which control measure is suitable for this work at height? If you are going to consider that, then some factor you have to consider. These are the given there. Nature and duration of task. What is the nature of and what is the duration? If it is for short term, that means you can use ladder or mobile elevated work platform. But it is long term, for long term, then you have to make a scaffolding. So depend upon the duration and nature of the task, you have to identify control measures for work at height. And also competence, if that work at height is for 30 meter, 40 meter, 100 meter, just like chimney, you have to make chimney, so height of chimney is more compared to a one story building. So competency is required according to work at height condition. And also planning and supervision, and you have to planning and supervision should be considered for work at height. Suitability of equipment and maintenance, that what equipment you have chosen for work at height, that is suitable for that height or not, and maintenance have done or not, you have to check. Use of working platform, if you want to use working platform for that work at height, that is good or not. Also PPE, what types of PPE is required, what types of harness is required, helmet required, and fall arrest system is required or not. Whether this is a slippery condition, that rainy season, or there are many ice there. So according to that, you have to identify control measures. Health of the worker, if health of worker is not fine, that means they are not able to work at height, they have different types of disease, they don't able to work at height, so then you don't need to allow workers to work at height, because medical is required. So also you have to consider health of workers. Compliance with regulation and existing law in your country, you have to also consider that. That means you are applying with your you are comply with your local existing law, what is called work at height law. Yeah. So you have to apply that in different countries, in different state. Also, their particular work at height law in Australia, in Europe, in different state, different countries have different their rules and regulations. So I think if you are working in that particular country, then you have to refer minimum standard you should maintain that local law. Working at a height precaution. What precaution you should take while working at height? When deciding upon the safest way of gaining access to and selecting an ideal work equipment, you will require considering first of all distance and consequence of prospective fall. What is the distance, height, and duration and frequency of work? How much duration you will work there, and what will the frequency of work, and how will numerous individuals be operating at height and require protection? The area readily obtained on the site and type of work, the dangers throughout the erection and removal of the platform. You have to also consider this. Can the device be suitable? Unfavorable weather is there or not? Emergency situation and rescue treatment required. Also, you have to maintain there a how you will handle emergency situation if someone on fall from work at height and he is already in safety belt, how you will rescue and how you will treat them. That means you have their first aid box or you have ambulance facilities there. So you have to all consider while taking precaution work at height. Emergency rescue, I've already told you what is emergency rescue from height. Emergency procedure need to be developed for reasonably foreseeable event. If you are working at height, that it may chance to fall, it may chance object may fall on your head. It may chance that you will fall, but you will in safety belt. So you would be in safety belt. So how we will rescue? So there should be a rescue plan, and workers might become trapped while working at height. Example, unable to climb back after falling in the safety harness. Then how remote is the site? We will consider if want to make a rescue plan, then we will consider how remote the site is, what equipment is being used, how difficult it would be to get a worker to ground level in the event of emergency. Different site has different condition. According to that, we have to make emergency rescue plan. Generally, at normal site, we for rescue from work at height, we use ladder. By using ladder, we rescue workers, and also we will use mobile elevated work platform to rescue in case of fall from height. Head protection. I have already told you there are two risks in work at height. First of all, a person may fall, that means worker may fall from height, or object may fall on them. So if where there is chance of material fall, that means working at height, head protection is required, because if some material may fall on your head, it may chance to you will get injury. So worker working at height require mandatory wearing of hard hat, that means safety helmet is required. Do not protect against all falling object, but it not protect all falling object, because it may fall on your shoulder, it may fall on your leg, and additional control measures is also required. Access equipment. If you where you are working at height, access equipment is very essential, because you have to climb up and down on height, and access equipment, if there will be no access equipment proper, then there is a chance of fall. So what is the access equipment? We use ladder. Ladder is used as a short term duration work only. Ladder is only used for short duration. You remember, if you want to work 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours or half hours for short term, it will be used ladder for short term. And what is hazard related to this equipment? If you are using a ladder, also ladder has some have their particular hazards and also risks. Hazard is fall from height and falling of the ladder and ladder toppling sideways. Ladder may topple on someone and ladder base slipping out from the wall and objects falling from height and contact with live or overhead. Contact with live overhead. There are many cases where while using aluminum ladder, it may touch with overhead power line and worker die. So there are many cases. So while using access ladder, you have to take some control measures, which is given here. Ladder at correct angle, you have to maintain 1:4. That means 75 degree from to the ground, 75 degree to the ground, and extended suitable distance. It would be 1 meter above from working platform, and also tie off at the top. Ladder should be tie off at the top. If no, if you are not going to tie off, then a worker will present at the bottom of that ladder, and they will he will hold ladder until they will tie. And on secure base level ground, visible in safe position, access and suitable for the purpose, single span, limited length. Inspection and maintenance is required for access equipment for ladder, and remove or board at night in times of non-use. Also remove that ladder in the time of non-use, and also assist when removing erecting ladder. Also assist. And not used for carrying excess loads. Don't carry loads on the ladder, so or also tools, because you have to maintain 3 point of contact while climbing on ladder. If you are not maintaining 3 point of contact, it may chance to fall. And access equipment, pedestal and a step ladder should be you know, a step ladder is used in the building to change bulb or for electrical maintenance. These are the so manufactured to an acknowledged industrial standard. You have to take from a standard university and handle with care. You have to care with handle with care and checked before use. Ladder should be checked before use. Take out of use if damaged, taken out of use if it is damaged, and utilized on the safe surface. Also, where you are using this ladder, then your surface should be hard and plain. Avoid overhead cable, television and comparable hazard. And if on your head cable, television, power line or something is there, so avoid that. Access equipment features. What is the features? Big enough to allow safe passenger, free from trip hazard or gaps, fitted with toe board and handrail, keep clean and tidy, no overloading, and erected on firm and level ground. These are the some features. Guardrail and toe board. What do you mean by guardrail and toe board? I am going to tell you. Guardrail means that will guard. If you are working at the edge of any floor or ladder, that means you will. I hope you will see there. There is two pipe tied the side of the stair. That is called guardrail, and top guardrail and mid guardrail. You will found there top guardrail and mid guard in your also home. A stair has top guardrail and mid rail. And also toe board. Toe board means this is the just like a plank, and uh, it put at 90 degree at the side of the edge to protect fall of material. So guardrail is used to protect person from fall, and toe board is used if some materials has put on the floor, and if someone will tick that, so that will not fall from height. So toe board is for materials, and guardrail for man or worker, and should be provided unprotected edge. I have already told this is provided for unprotected edge to prevent people and material from falling. Guardrail are to prevent people falling, whereas toe board are to stop material from falling. So this is the difference. And also material guardrail also found where if you have to put brick on the platform, then there is also material guardrails also. A scaffold. A scaffold is the very basic. A scaffold is widely used for work at height. So in a scaffold is made with pipe, and pipe named according to their position. So we will study here basic component of independent tied scaffold. Independent tied, that means it requires no support. First of all, first one is standards. What is the standards? Standard is upright and vertical tubes. Vertical tubes and upright tubes, that is 90 degree at the ground, that is called standards. All are made by scaffolding is only made by tubes, but according to tube position, that is horizontal, vertical, perpendicular, parallel, according to that we name them. Laser is horizontal tube, that means 90 degree to standards. And transom, the short horizontal tubes spanning across laser. And bracing is diagonal tube, that means diagonal, just like that. And base plate is underneath the standard. Base plate is underneath the standard for and sole board is timber under base plate. This is the timber under base plate. So sole plate will be below base plate. So these are the some basic component of a scaffold. What is hazard of a scaffold? A scaffold hazard is fall from a scaffold during erection. It may chance fall from a scaffold during erection, fall from work platform. A scaffold may collapse. Also, someone may fall from platform, and also object may fall from a scaffold, and also a scaffold may collapse. These are the four hazards given here. A scaffold should be erected by a trained worker, because that required a special knowledge. That means person should be competent for a scaffolding, and inspection by a competent person. And also after erection, a competent person. What do you mean by competent? That have knowledge, experience, training and ability, that will inspect a scaffold, and after that he will allow to work at height or work on a scaffold. A scaffold inspection requirement. When we inspect a scaffold after erection, once every 7 days. In 7 days we have to inspect. And after adverse weather condition, when weather condition will change, just like in rain or in andhi, tufan, just like that, and being struck by a vehicle, suppose some vehicle is struck that scaffold, and after substantial alteration, if someone has removed a tube from that scaffold. If someone changed their structure, then in that case we require inspection. Point to be considered. What point to be considered while inspection? First of all, base. What types of base is there? Base is firm, hard, level, line of a standard, and laser is accurate and correct. That is vertical or not. We check a standard that should be vertical. That means 90 degree to the ground. Because if that will tilt, then center of gravity will change and it may chance to collapse. Condition of tube and fittings. Also we will check, that is the tube should not be corroded, and fitting, then coupler condition should be good, and right coupler are used, swivel coupler or 90-degree coupler. According to requirement, coupler should be used there. A spacing of transom, if transom is in at more space, if that is more space, the load capacity, carrying capacity will be down. So we have to check. And guardrail I already told you, at the top of the platform there should be guardrail and top rail and mid rail. And also at the platform, toe board is required. What is toe board? A plank put at 90 degree at the edge of the platform, that is called toe board, installed. And sufficient bracing. Also bracing means what? Diagonal tubes, sufficient bracing is required there. So I think before inspection we should check this point. I hope you will understand this. Scaffold. Cause of a scaffold collapse. Why collapse? So these are the some reasons given here that helps in collapse of a scaffold. Use of wrong material. If you are using wrong material, that is tube are not made of good material or that has corroded, so it may chance a scaffold may collapse. Unstable foundation. If foundation is unstable, ground is very soft, then a standard may go inside and disbalance may occur there. Improperly designed. If a scaffold improperly designed, proper load not distributed, it may chance to collapse. And improper erection. Overloading. If that is made for 5 tons, and if you put on a scaffold 10 tons, that means it may chance to collapse due to not be overloaded. And modified incorrectly. Is someone has removed a tube, bracing or transom, some part of the scaffold, so load carrying capacity will be go down. So unauthorized modification or incorrectly modification may leads to a scaffold collapse. Also undermined by excavation. If someone has excavated beside that, so it may chance to collapse. Hit by machinery. If some machinery hit that scaffold, then a scaffold may collapse. Excessive wind and rain. We know that wind has power, and wind can forced, that will lead to collapse of the scaffold. And also if rain is it is raining there, then rain will soft the ground, and it may chance to collapse of a scaffold. So these are the some cause why scaffold collapse. So if you are working at your workplace, so and you have a responsibility to check a scaffold, so I think you should check these points there. Mobile tower scaffold. What is mobile tower? Mobile means that should be movable, also that is mounted on wheel, and also tower and a scaffold. Just like this is the moving. And mobile tower scaffold are often used for painting were used, and maintenance job, because this is a short-term job. And mobile tower scaffolding is best for that, because we have to easily move, we have to move that scaffold daily. So I think mobile tower scaffold is best for that situation. And also outside buildings. They are light duty scaffold. You can't put on scaffold materials that has some limited capacity. According to that, you have to put materials, and their use should be restricted to light work only. And the height of the mobile tower scaffold should be restricted to ensure the stability. Also, height of the mobile towers should be restricted. What is the maximum height? According to that position, we have to make restriction to ensure safe use of mobile tower scaffold. Mobile tower scaffold. What is the hazard related to it? Mobile tower, it may overturn, it may collapse, it may, someone may fall from that platform made on a scaffold, and falling object, it may chance object may fall from platform, so someone may get injury. And overhead obstruction, if at your top overhead power line, you may injure due to electrocution. So these are the hazards related to mobile tower scaffold. Mobile tower scaffold, what is the precaution? First upon, guardrail fitted to the work platform. Guardrail is required because it protects workers to fall from platform, and no overload. Suppose 2 person is allowed in that platform, only 2 person will go, and wheel locked when used. Also, wheel should be locked or choked, and tower must be sited on firm level ground, because if ground level will not in level, that means the carrying capacity of platform will be go down, and diagonal bracing should be required. People material of when moved. Also, people and material should not be on the platform while moving the mobile tower scaffold. Avoid overhead when tower is moved. Also, avoid overhead. Outrigger used when necessary. You will see in also crane and also mobile tower scaffold, there is outrigger to increase base area, that will lead to stability. So where required, I think we should use outrigger. No climbing outside the tower, and only trained worker to build the tower. Mobile elevated work platform, MEWP. It is called in short MEWP. What is the hazards related to it? Fall, objects fall, collapse, overturn, contact with live overhead, and unauthorized use. What precaution we should take? Vehicle to be firm stable ground, clearance from obstruction and overhead. Adequate warning has been given to person on the ground, must not be overloaded, and must be inspected as an item of lifting equipment, and guardrail is incorporated into the cradle, and use restricted to trained and unauthorized staff. Suspended access equipment, you know where this used? While cleaning building glass, these are used, or for painting purpose, suspended access equipment are used. What precaution we should take while using suspended access equipment? Regular inspection should require. You will check rope, their condition, and safe working load. If one person is allowed, then only one person will go with that. Competent staff is required. Knowledge, staff should have knowledge, experience, training, ability, and safety equipment working, and also platform edge protection is required there. Guardrail or toe board fitted, it should be required there. Adverse weather rules, also in adverse weather don't work there, so we have to follow that rules. And protect electricity supplies, also if there is electricity supply, then that should be insulated, also mounted with fixed with ELCB fuse, just like that. We will study thoroughly in the electricity chapter. Communication, Also, communication device is required if someone is working at the remote area. So how they will communicate? So walkie-talkie or mobile phones, any means of communication is required there. And also emergency procedure. Everywhere emergency procedure is required. Why? Because after taking all the precaution, it may chance to accident may occur at your workplace, and it happen easily. So I think emergency precaution required everywhere. So we have all studied work at height lesson, and I have already tried to explain all things related to work at height, what precaution we should take, what types of hazard present at work at height, and what types of equipment used while working at height, and hierarchy of control, how we control working at height. And also we have studied uh, a scaffold. So I think you will I hope you will understand all things. And thank you, dhanyabad. And I like to thank Amit Bhatt, who has commented me to make this video. Thank you, namaskar, dhanyabad.